Welcome in, everybody. Episode number 8 of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast on Sports Illustrated. I'm Tom Cavanaugh, and today we're going to be kind of recapping this New Mexico UCLA basketball game tonight out in Nevada. Not a good result for the Bruins. They fall 72-64 to head coach Richard Pitino's squad. Very good team in the Lobos. They were conference tournament champions last year. Just were an early exit in the first round of the NCAA tournament last year, but they got a ton of ballers, and they came to play tonight. Shot 50% from the field. They shot 51% from the field, 40% from three-point land, and they went to the free throw line 23 times. Played really good basketball. The Bruins couldn't keep up. They turned the ball over a decent amount. The rebounding was not in their favor tonight as well, and there were a lot of things that, kind of set apart this ball game in favor of the Lobos. We're going to get into all of it in just a minute. First, we want to give a big shout out to the Fans First Sports Network for having us on here to provide all of the content to you. And then on the Sports Illustrated side, go follow me at TCAV30 on Twitter/X. UCLA Bruins Insider, beat writer for the squad for all athletics. So go follow me over there. And then also on Facebook and Twitter at our normal insider sites. That's UCLA Insider on SI. That's the handle for both Facebook and Twitter. So if you want to check out all the news over the next couple of days, kind of looking at this loss to the Bruins, they now fall to 1-1 on the year. They were ranked 22nd coming in nationally. We'll see if they are a top 25 tomorrow when they release the updated rankings. But UCLA definitely had some points of improvement that we're going to hit on as well. It was not their best game across the board when you look at all the players on this squad. I mean, you had one really good game from Oregon State transfer junior forward Tyler Bilodeau. He had a double-double, 23 points, 15 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. Bilodeau was all over the glass tonight, but nobody else really was. When you look up and down the stat sheet here for the Bruins, you had 15 rebounds from Bilodeau. The next closest was Kobe Johnson and William Kyle III. They both had 4 rebounds apiece. So when it came to second chance points, not too many of them for the Bruins unless your name was Tyler Bilodeau. And that's where the Lobos really took advantage. I mean, the Lobos, they had a guy in Nelly Jr. Joseph that was incredible tonight. He had 16 points, second highest scorer on the team. Finished with 12 rebounds, 4 of those on the offensive glass, and he went to the line 8 times, making 6 free throws. So, I mean, we knew coming in that the size down low, the height favored the Bruins, but the physical size and the toughness, and I guess just the initial force was in the Lobos' favor, and it came from Nelly Jr. Jones because he dominated the paint tonight. Obviously, you saw Bilodeau's numbers. We talked about it just a minute ago. He did his fair share, but nobody else was really able to help him. And neither were they in the scoring category as well, because you had the 23 points from Bilodeau, and the next closest was a freshman in Trent Perry. He came off the bench and gave some pretty valuable minutes to this team. And Perry scored in a weird, not a weird way, I'd say, but not traditional. He was just 1 of 4 shooting from the field, but he was fouled a ton. Went to the line 7 times, made 5 free throws, also cashed in a 3, so that's where his 8 came from. And then besides those two, you had 7 points from Sky Clark, you had 7 from Kobe Johnson, another 6 points from William Kyle III. Nobody else in double figures in the scoring sheet besides Bilodeau. So going forward, this Bruins team definitely needs to, they share the ball nicely. They rotate and facilitate very well, but just the scoring and putting shots down, that has got to be spread across the floor a lot more, because you look at the other side here for the Lobos. Nelly Jr. Joseph had 16, as we mentioned. Donovan Dent, who is a killer at the guard position, led the team with 17 points. You had a guy off the bench in C.J. Noland who had 13 buckets as well. So they really spread the ball accordingly, and they did it in an impactful, successful way. We talked about it at the very top here, 51% from the field. They were 25 of 49 shooting. This is a team that struggled to shoot the three-point ball in their season opener. They were 7 of 34. Richard Pitino completely changed the game plan today. He wanted to go directly at these Bruins in the paint, and that's where Donovan Dent scored a ton of his buckets. He was in and around the basket, only took 1 3 on 13 total shots. And the three-point numbers also reduced heavily. 6 of 15 from three-point range instead of 34 triples a game ago for New Mexico. So they made a massive adjustments when it comes to their shooting selection and where they want to take their shots at, and it paid off. I mean, 72 points, not, I mean, a ton. 64 points for the Bruins usually isn't going to get it done unless you're playing in a scrappy Big Ten game. But New Mexico really came to play tonight. They had shooters all over the board. Dent, Joseph, Mustafa Amzil played well. Several guys that really chipped in and played a full complementary game of basketball, and that's something the Bruins did not do across their starting lineup. When you look at it, besides Bilodeau, the starting five just had 23 points. That's the same number Tyler had. So going forward, guys like Eric Daly Jr., Sky Clark, Dylan Andrews, Kobe Johnson, they got to have more production on the offensive side, and they got to pull down more rebounds. Bruins were -6 today in the rebound category. They did have 6 more offensive boards thanks to Bilodeau, but they gotta be able to not give so many chances. Or they have to get more chances on the offensive glass, and they cannot let a guy like Nelly Jr. Jones dominate the paint with what he did tonight with 16 and 12. The really positive thing for this Bruins group is the fact that they're having this setback on just their second game of the season. It is a lot better than having a team that is nationally ranked go through the first week or two of their schedule, flying by teams, just everything's working. You don't see any real adversity. And then you get to Big Ten play or conference play. In this sense, it's the Big Ten play for the Bruins in their first season in the conference. You don't want to have those issues when you're playing your first couple of conference games and you're getting, you're seeing things that you're not used to seeing from your squad because you've been playing a bunch of mid-majors for the first few weeks. So Cronin and the Bruins being able to schedule New Mexico, who is far better than what a lot of the media would tell you. I mean, they got great players, but it's technically an upset considering New Mexico wasn't ranked. But this was a very, very evenly matchup. The spread before the game was sitting around 4.5, 5.5 points. So you knew this was going to be a close ball game regardless. Bruins, going forward, I mean, you want to be able to address those issues now when it comes to sharing the basketball and being able to score from different areas. And then also the turnover numbers as well. 21 turnovers led to 21 points for the Lobos. That has to decrease. Every third or fourth possession, you'd see an errant pass or a hand in the lane from the defense that led to a turnover. When you look at the TO numbers, I mean, Bilodeau only had 3. Dylan Andrews had 6. Another 3 from Sebastian Mack and Stefanovic. So being able to limit that and just, take care of the basketball is one thing that definitely drives head coach Mick Cronin crazy, because he is a traditional coach that, really values the possessions and being able to have the ball in your hands and get not just score the basketball, but just get a good opportunity to get a good shot up. That's what means a lot to him. So being able to limit those turnover numbers is going to be a big piece for the Bruins. But like we said just a few minutes ago, this is big that they had this early in the season, because they'll have the entire month of November to really fine-tune things before they get into Big Ten play at the beginning of December. That's going to do it for us here on the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast on Sports Illustrated. My name is Tom Cavanaugh. So glad you could spend the night with us, or in the morning, whenever you're tuning into this podcast here. Bruins, they're going to be on the up and up going forward. Mick Cronin will have this group fine-tuned and ready for their next contest, and he's going to take what he saw today, put it in practice, and make this team better, because losses like this, they hurt. It might drop them out of the top 25 early in the year, but I guarantee you this team will be back nationally ranked in a few weeks, and when they get to the Big Ten, they're going to surprise some people. Once again, this has been the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. This is Tom Cavanaugh saying so long. We'll see you again tomorrow, everybody.